2021. But 110 comes to the Christ, it comes to the power, it comes to the quasar, but it also comes to Tesseract. So Tesseract is 110. When you do the Tesseract, 33 is the, which is magic, which is dawn, gate, comes to 143. 143 comes to Building 7, comes to Ground Zero, comes to Melania Trump, and it comes to Paul Bushnell. And I didn't know that until tonight. But the Christopher Nolan film, Christopher Nolan comes to 195. 195 is a really important number. And the Tesseract was the example in that movie that I think me and Paul had even spoken about it, because it came out in 2014. And he was a big fan of Nolan's films and sci-fi films, etc. And he'd fully understood the numbers. Hence, he kind of gave it to me from the spirit world shortly after he passed. But the Tesseract comes to 143, comes to Paul Bushnell. And that focal point of my experiences in New York, the first time I met Ivanka, and the second time I went back, and I found more and more numbers about the Trumps, and about her, and about President Trump, and about Paul, and about many other things, which I've documented in my videos. But suffice it to say, yeah, the Tesseract 143 comes to Paul Bushnell, and that was the example of him that he used to communicate with me. It was a mirror. It was a reflection of the Tesseract from the Christopher Nolan film. So I wanted to share that with people tonight. And the Tesseract is talked about being a fourth dimensional example, well, an example in the fourth dimension, which makes sense why he would use that to communicate with me through the dates of birth of these two people, and then a third one later, which matched up to his. So statistically, that's highly improbable. Anyone that can do statistics, considering he just died, i.e. Paul had just died just a few days before. Okay, so this is something else that came to mind. I've got some other things I might put up in the next few days or so, but there's a picture. So I had the chance to go to Mar-a-Lago towards the end of the trip as well, and I'm very grateful for that experience, and for that first experience in Mar-a-Lago, and for those that I met and conversed with, and people that helped arrange that. I'm grateful to them, and grateful to things possible in the future. There's a picture, there's a portrait of, you can see this online. If you look up on the internet, you can see there's a portrait of President Trump that is kind of a focal point in part of the Mar-a-Lago home, the part of the Mar-a-Lago complex, the club, which is there at Palm Beach in Florida, and it's a magical area. It's very special, and it's called The Visionary. So you can, if you type in online The Visionary Donald Trump, you'll see this painting of him. And so some things came to my attention when I saw this, and it's called The Visionary. The is 33, which is dawn, which is magic. Visionary comes to 132. 132 comes to a few things, but one of the things it comes to is Princess Diana, 132. If you add those together, it comes to 165, which is resurrection. And I think I just saw an orb go past, actually a feather. I think I even just saw that on the camera. So I'm thankful for those guides confirming the things I'm talking about. It's an honor. So 165 is resurrection. 165 is Westminster, which is the larger part of where I live. So I live in Marylebone, which is part of Westminster, which is 165, which is part of London, which is part of England. Marylebone is 110, which is Tesseract, which is the Christ, which is President. Westminster is 165, which is Christ's bloodline, resurrection. London is 74, which is Jesus, which is Gematria. And England is 57, which is Tesla, which is George, which is Mary, which is Moon. So the visionary is the title of this portrait, which is 165, resurrection, Christ bloodline, and then it's Donald J. Trump. Donald J. Trump comes to 148. 148 comes to simple gematria, which is the language I speak to you in when I'm talking numbers. And President Trump speaks in those numbers. He talks in the language of gematria. He probably speaks in other languages and other versions of gematria. I'm sure he does, but he definitely speaks in the language of simple gematria. That comes to 148, which comes to Emmett Brown. Emmett Brown is a time traveler in Back to the Future. 148 comes to scriptures. Gematria and the numbers are like living scriptures. So if you do the visionary, Donald J. Trump, that's 165 plus 148. That comes to 313, 313, which comes to lift the veil from your eyes. Comes to some other things, but lift the veil from your eyes is appropriate for right now. And then it's just below it, you'll see the golden title tag of the portrait. Another thing I should say is in regards to time traveler. So Donald Trump is wearing a cricket jumper, a cricket jersey. I thought maybe it was a tennis jumper. I don't think it is. It's not a tennis one. It's because it's a full woolen jersey, which is what in England, the game of cricket, cricketers wear that jersey, and he's wearing a cricket jersey. Cricket comes to 69, which is checkmate. Comes to people as well. We the people, we the checkmate, we the cricket. Here in Regent's Park, I can see Lords. Regent's Park is Trump Park, 88, Regent's 88. I can see Lords Cricket Ground, where England won the World Cup in 2019. You can see it lit up quite often, sometimes in the day, sometimes in the evening, but sometimes in the day as well. So the game of cricket is played there, and that's in Westminster. Anyway, so if you do the cricketer, so cricketer is 92, which comes to numbers, which comes to reverse, which comes to Manhattan, which is the home of President Trump, of King Trump. The cricketer, so you had the 33, the magic, so magic cricketer or the cricketer, comes to 125. 125 comes to time travel, comes to dark to light, comes to some other things as well, but it comes to time travel. If you if we go back to the plaque, the gentleman that painted this, so the word painted this type is printed this way on the golden plaque. Painted is 69 as well, which is cricket, which is checkmate. By BY is 27, which is code, which is red, which is JFK. So it says painted by, so checkmate JFK. Comes to 96. 96 comes to spaceship, comes to Atlantis, comes to February, which is the month that I'm born in. And the gentleman's name is Ralph Wolf Cowan. So Ralph is 55. 55 is heaven. It's Melania. It's JFK. JR. It's cloud. It's sky. Wolf, WOLFE with an E at the end, comes to 61, which comes to miracle. And Cowan, COWAN, comes to, or Cohen, it's not, Cowan. Cohen is probably with HEN, isn't it, the Jewish way, but Cowan is 76, which comes to ripple. Dr. Brown talks about the ripple effect. There's the Ripple coin, XRP, which is actually 58 Ivanka. XRP, Star, Nasara, Robin from Batman and Robin. But Cowan, 76, comes to Thomas. And if you add all those together, it comes to 192. 192 comes to, it's going to be biblical. It comes to Ivanka Marie Trump. But if you add those together, so if you do painted by 96 plus 192, it comes to 288. And if you do what the plaque says, it says the visionary, Donald J. Trump, which is 313, painted by Ralph Wolf Cowan, or Cowan, comes to 192. Add those, comes to 288. And if you add 313 plus 288, it comes to 601. Now, I want to circumvent this all the way back to the beginning when I was talking about dimensions. So, bearing in mind this number 601, you can drop the 0 sometimes, be 61, which is miracle, but let's keep it at 601. The third dimension comes to 194. 194 comes to New Yorker Hotel. It comes to 1955. It comes to September 11th. It comes to some other important people personally in my life, their full name. The fourth dimension comes to 223, which comes to global currency reset. The fifth dimension comes to 184, which comes to Princess of Wales. I've already mentioned Princess Diana, 132, but Princess of Wales, which is one of her titles, comes to 184, which comes to the fifth dimension. So if you add the third dimension, the fourth dimension, and the fifth dimension, which is the third dimension 194, the third dimension 194, the fourth dimension 223, the fifth dimension 184, it comes to a grand total of 601. 601 comes to the visionary Donald J. Trump, painted by Ralph Wolf Cowan. There you go, people. And President Trump was wearing, like I said, he was a cricketer in that picture. The cricketer comes to 125, which comes to time travel, comes to dark to light. And Tesseract comes to 143, Paul Bushnell. So, anyway, I wanted to share that with you. As always, I'm grateful for the numbers. It's a great gift, and I'm grateful for those that write in the comments that they get the numbers and they find their own. And even those that don't, they feel something when they watch the videos and they say, well, I don't know what even you're saying really, Tom, but I just love watching it. So I'm grateful for that as well. And grateful for the new subscribers and the loyal ones that have been with me since the beginning of the journey. So I wanted to leave that with you. I think now that I'm back home, I'll be able to do some more kind of longer ones like this. Out on the road, it's not so easy, but I wanted to kind of document and share with you what I was doing and where I was at, and people seem to have enjoyed that. So anyway, it is a magical time, and I was chasing the storm. I was doing other things out there as well, but one of the things I was doing was chasing the storm and chasing the awakening, chasing the 118. 118 is January 18th, Paul's birthday. So I was out there doing all those things amongst other things as well. But there it is. So again, I'm grateful for all the experiences I've had in the last few weeks, and I'm looking forward to the new ones. And there's more I was going to speak about, but I'll close here. But there was other experiences I had, particularly in Arizona, that I'll probably go into a bit more. But I'm also ready for the good side of those things. So God bless everyone. Thank you again to President Trump and his family and those that work closely with him. I was grateful to meet and converse with some of those people, and I look forward to doing more so in the future. God bless everyone. Take care. Over and out. Speak soon.